as 2SRL Season 8 is over.
Hello and welcome to 2SRL here today in France. I'm joined today by one of the Tier 3 drivers actually, Sonny, as he's not able to race today. So welcome Sonny.
Hello guys, hello everyone.
Yeah, so I believe it's round 8 here in France for Tier 3 and yeah, last season it was a pretty good race, I remember. I don't remember much of it, I just remember I crashed out at some points. Do you remember anything for that race?
Unfortunately, I didn't have the luck to do a league race in France yet. There's always some random circumstances. So it's like every time the France comes up, I'm not available to race for some random reason. So I don't have much experience with this track. And that's why I'm also curious what strategies will we see. Do you have any predictions for the strategies?
I have no idea. I generally have Adam doing the predictions for me, or Sandix if I'm deflecting Tier 2. We already have a yellow flag somewhere. I'm just going to quickly bring up the telemetry and.
I think it's just a queue of people.
Yeah, true. Let's bring
It's
out
like some traffic and people warming up the tires. I think Futuristic is actually first driver who is on a hot lap, so maybe we can spectate him for a bit as he sets his bunker time basically. So far looks so good.
Yeah, it looks nice and tidy, nice and clean. So the only experience I really have from this track is well, crashing out I think was lap 2 or 3 F1, and then the rest is on ACC, which I plug every week just because it's a superior league and superior game. But that's an ongoing joke between the commentators, especially for Tier 2, because we're both ACC drivers. Anyways, so the main difference here is there's a chicane, which every F1 driver will know. There's no chicane for ACC, so that's just a straight. I have to get used to that. It catches me off guard every single time they go through there.
So you have very long straight in the ACC.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
it's great.
Boring.
It's great, honestly. It's a nice break. You can swipe Tinder and go to the bathroom in the meantime while you're on the straight. Just put a brick on your pedals and you'll be fine. Anyways. So yeah, Futuristic coming up to the final sector now, taking a nice late apex here, getting on the power early. He's got 2 more corners to go, braking at the 50. Okay, a bit over the. This is not ACC braking.
Yeah, but
and then the right hander.
Inside line.
Yeah, and then onto the power early. Short shifting up to 5th, and then
the first time of the quali session is 29.1. I think we will see improvement on that definitely. Yeah. While there were
there's improvement.
I say that, yeah, we see. I mean, it is to be expected. I think maybe we'll see a 27 during this session based on the performance that I saw in the time trial leaderboard by the drivers. It's I think drivers like Owen definitely capable of pulling such a time. But I expect majority of the grid to be in 28s, 29s, but we'll see if we'll have any surprises.
Yeah, I think France is definitely one of those tracks. It can bring out surprises. It can also be a very what's the word? Stereotypical, I guess, track. So you expect everything to be how it is. But then again, Owen has been on a good run recently. He's been a bit unlucky in qualifying at the start of the season, but he definitely seems to have picked it up now. Ace Boy as well. Him and Owen are sort of running away with the title fight at the moment. So I'm expecting to see them at the top, and as we were riding with Danny, he sets it into provisional pole, so that's a good lap time for him. I mean, you said people get into 27s, I don't know if that's the case for this race, but it's definitely
Owen just started his lap, and as you mentioned him, he's actually out on mediums for his first lap.
Yep.
So I'm wondering. I think it's not the tire he wants to finish the qualifying on, because it's probably too early in the session to qualify on mediums if you want to do that. As I say, that he invalidates,
Yep.
so he has to abort that lap. But I think the idea behind mediums is that he most likely just wants to have a set of softs for in case of a late safety car, or maybe during the race, maybe his strategy is to go through 2 stints of softs. So I think I'm interested how this will pan out for him, and if
Yeah.
he will manage to set a good quali up within his next 2 or maybe 3 attempts if he manages to squeeze it in.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. And his teammate Aceboy as well has also set a lap time in the mediums, currently in P6. So they might, I think they're on call together, and they are going through the strategies to try and maybe get a P1, P2 today for Alfa Romeo, which is yet to happen, even though they both have the pace to do it. So maybe today's the day, but we know 2SL and commentator's curse is apparently a thing here, so maybe I just cursed it. We will have to see. Blame me for that one if that doesn't happen. Anyways, let's see. Who have we not been on board with? Jozo. Well, that's because he...
yeah, Jozo actually will stay in the pit for the rest of the session, since he's serving his qualifying ban.
Yeah. So that's after his race ban for Canada, and now he has a quali ban for this race, and then he should be penalty free, ready to fight for the next few races. Yeah, it's quite unlucky what happened in Baku. I think also he wasn't himself that day, and obviously the FIA deemed his actions wrong. But we hope he's learned from it, and we hope he's back to have clean races at the top, because he definitely has the pace to fight up there.
Yeah, and actually the session comes to a pause right now with almost all of the cars sitting in the pits, so...
Yeah.
I don't know, do you think... I think on this track you can only set 3 laps, obviously. Unless probably you invalidate 2 of your runs, and then you need to use your 4th compound.
Yeah.
As I say that, people are going out, so
yeah,
we should be able to spectate someone soon.
Yeah, I think Owen is on a lap actually at the moment for a second lap on the mediums. Maybe.
Oh, so do you think he put more fuel in?
I think so. He seems to be going for it, full throttle. He's braking at the right points, and it definitely looks like. This definitely looks like a lap that's going to count for something. So we'll have to see what he does. Interesting strat though. Only him and Aceboy. Oh, actually Aceboy goes out on soft tires. I see now. So maybe they're thinking of the mediums, but they're trying to make it work, but maybe it's not working. And actually,
29 flat on mediums, so puts him in P4 for now. So this is quite a good time.
Yeah, that
at
is
least for now.
It's definitely a solid time. He'd want to start in the top 5, I think, on the medium tires if he's going to go for that strat, though. So we'll have to see if he stays there or if he thinks he can improve on another fresher set. Let's see, we have a lot of people on outlaps, and I think Greaser is in pit lane. Let's see who else is. No one's really starting it. Let's go on with Aceboy for a second, his teammate. On soft tires this time around. See what he's able to do. There's quite a lot of traffic up ahead though, with Shaka returning a tier 3 driver. Well, he is a reserve this season, but it's nice to see him back on the field. I remember me and him having a few battles last season, so it's good to see him back in the Mercedes again, of course.
Yeah, I mean, he made a lot of improvement since last season. Manages to score some points every now and then in SLR tier 4. So I think we'll be seeing more of him later this week as well.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I think usually with Shaka, even if sometimes he can struggle with the quali pace, he always delivers on the race pace, and he's quite consistent with his driving. So you can always expect him to sneak into the points. And as we speak now, he just starts his lap.
Yeah, so let's have a look what he does. I definitely remember, like, every time I was fighting someone, it always seemed to be Shaka last season, so it's nice to, like, I definitely haven't improved, I'd say, which is why I'm commentating. I mean, I haven't really... Oh, he got a little bit sideways there.
With the long corners, so it's actually quite a team on this track when you have Oh, he's getting some slipstream from Gula. I don't know if this is planned. It looks like it. So
it doesn't look.
it
Okay,
should
no, it
gain.
is.
Yeah, it is. I think Gula is actually on
Oh,
his.
as it goes deep.
Yeah,
So
he
that's
carries a lot of overspeed, and the strategy with slipstream, even though it was a perfect timing for him because Gula actually was on his outlap, but as we know, Shaka is no assist driver, so it's more difficult for him to judge the good braking spot, carrying much more speed from the slipstream than he usually does.
Yeah, that's very true. That's something you have to keep in mind when you're getting a slipstream like that. Maybe it's better to have it in the second part of the sea. On ACC, that would be no problem. Just the whole straight, boom. But yeah, so unfortunate for Shaka there. Gets caught up by the slipstream a little bit. I think he wasn't really expecting to get that much overspeed, as he said. But let's see what Aceboy does now on the soft tires. He's running the last corner, just runs out of ERS at the very end. And he crosses the line with a 27.5, so you're correct, we are getting 27s.
Oh, and actually, right now he's leading by almost a second, so
yeah.
This is quite a fast time and quite a big improvement, and I think this lap will be difficult to beat during this mission, and let's see if someone will be able to contest. Owen is still in the pits, so I don't know if he's waiting for his last lap, or maybe the time he sets of medium, maybe he wants to start on those, and maybe he's quite happy with his position right now.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps that his teammates in P1, because if they're going to work together, then having him P1 is ideal, obviously. But yeah, as you said, Aceboy, 9/10s quicker than everyone else currently. I'm expecting the other drivers to improve, but still, that's a very solid lap time, and will be definitely difficult to beat. Yeah, let's see if Owen decides to go for softs. That is interesting to see.
And actually, Trevor is on a lap. I see he made some improvement in Sector 1 by around the 10th, so maybe he can jump into top 5, or like, I think what we need to look at if he will push Owen down. So probably this will affect Owen's strategy if he wants to keep his mediums time or wait a little bit and qualify on softs at the very last minute. And it looks like Trevor is doing quite good for now. Let's not commentate or curse him yet. I didn't see his split time for Sector 2.
No, I've been riding with him as well. I didn't see it either, but he's rounding the last corner now.
Yeah, he's about to cross the finish line.
So let's see.
Getting close, and it will be...
Oh, it's P2.
This is a big improvement. Yeah, actually pushes him to straight away to P2. So front row for now, and Owen back to P7.
Yeah, so he definitely improved a lot there. That's a good lap from Trevor Linden there. That's nice to see. And then again, Owen, he will now be thinking whether he should go out on softs, try and bang that Alfa Romeo into the top positions, or if he's just going to stay on this strategy. And as I'm saying that, he is put on the soft tires, and I think he's about to leave the pits.
Yeah, so he made the decision. Meanwhile, his old teammate Danny is up by 2/10 on his lap, and he's in Sector 3 right now. So he's almost about to finish the lap, and I think he is in position to contest P2, even potentially P1, but he would need to gain like half a second in Sector 3.
Yeah.
So let's see if he can do it. So far it looks very committed, and
I think he's actually backed off now, it seems.
Oh, so he made a mistake somewhere, and I must have missed it. It looked like he's improving by quite a lot. I mean, he was up 2/10 in Sector 2, but maybe he decided to abort it to safely do the last lap.
Yeah, I think so as well, because his tires are 1 lap old, and that does have a little bit of a difference on your true pace. So maybe he saw that, yeah, okay, he's got mistakes he can iron out, and then he's confident to go for the last lap shootout. And let's go with Owen now, see what he can do. He's got good momentum from him. He's got...
yeah, I mean, he's the driver to watch, right?
Yeah, he is. I was speaking to him in DMs just before this race. He wished me good luck for commentating in France, because he said it's either going to be really boring or really fun. And I said thanks. And then he said next season he's going to aim for Tier 2 or ACC. He has yet to decide.
I mean, I hope, why not both?
Yeah, why not both? True. I mean, I tried that last season and we saw how that ended out in F1.
Yeah, I think I tried ACC myself, and these games are completely different,
Yeah.
and it's quite to switch between one and the other, and especially if you're racing every week, it gets the muscle memory doesn't have time to settle in.
Yeah. I mean,
And
literally, me and my teammate last season were both like heavy ACC drivers. So we were both from McLaren. We just wanted to have fun in F1 and Tier 3. And my teammate, he won a few races actually. And we did only practice like an hour before the race. So he was naturally talented in the F1 game, whereas I wasn't. But Owen is definitely a talented driver. And it would be cool to see him in Tier 2 or ACC, depending whichever he decides to go for.
yeah, I mean, whatever he decides to go with, looking forward to seeing him on track in whichever game.
Yeah.
And Aceboy retired, so I think he's not even gonna attempt to improve this time. I mean, it's understandable with such a significant lead.
Yeah.
I think he's safe, and probably even I don't know if he had additional set of tires, but if he had, it might be a smart call to not go out again, because maybe he thinks that this lap is almost impossible to improve for him.
Yeah, I mean, he will. He'll definitely be having a look at the other guys' lap times, and he.
Owen is on a lap right now, so
Yeah.
let's see how much time he can take away from his mediums lap, and while he's on softs, definitely getting some advantage. Already up 3/10 in sector 1, so it's looking good for him.
Yeah.
Right now it would put him in. I mean, he still needs at least half a second improvement to jump into top 5.
Yeah, but with already nearly 4/10 in sector 1, and that's only the most complicated sector yet, I think he's definitely on for a good lap time here. That's definitely going to jump in. Unless, of course, he does a mistake somewhere, but knowing Owen, he will get this lap done.
Yeah, needs to be careful of invalidations, maybe, potentially, but I think in this sector 3 gets a nice line, a bit tight to the inside, but should be good on the exit. And the last couple of corners.
Yes.
I mean, in France, it's you always need to have this patience to identify when to go on traction and when to brake, because the track is so wide and there's so much runoff area. And let's see, what time will it be?
It's gonna look good. It's 28.1, so yeah,
by
that's
1
great.
second. So we see Alfa Romeo 1-2, as you said.
Yeah.
Let's see if they are able to convert this quali result into the race.
Yeah.
Who else can we spectate?
I think Danny currently 2/10 up from sector 2 actually, so maybe not enough improvement for him. Well, it might be actually enough improvement to get to that top 3 spot.
Okay.
Let's have a look at him. He's rounding the final corner now. Gets on the power, DRS open, full speed ahead towards the start finish line, and it's just not enough by the slimmest of margins. So P2 and P3, P4 are all super tightly close together there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, these are quite a fast times. Like 28.1 is very close grid. So I'm wondering how it will shape up during the race, and how this will convert to race pace. How much of it is like preparation for the quali. I think something that we missed is actually Trevor, even though earlier I saw him with a lot of potential to improve his lap. He actually retired a bit earlier than everyone else, so he's not. He's staying in P6 most likely, and I think this is everyone. All of the drivers.
Yeah, I think so as well.
That still. We have either drivers who finished or who are in the pits but just didn't retire yet. And surprisingly, Gurla, he didn't set a time. I think he invalidated all of his runs.
Yeah, maybe. It's a difficult track with track limits, I believe. Especially since it's so easy to just extend these curbs. And it's quite some of the corners are quite fast as well. Oh, it's Danny and the Ocean Chief having a little bit of fun there, but I think that might be oh no, they should both be driving. Oh, actually, no, I think
this is AI driving.
The AI driving, yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're having a quite close call with the Hasses.
Yeah.
I think they are doing some bit recording some double takes for Netflix.
Yeah, yeah. Good to Stein will not be happy with this one. Anyways, P4 for Danny, so that's a good result for him. And I think either we have a timing glitch or no. Okay, no.
Yeah, okay, we're going through. For a second, I thought that this lobby is glitched and we'll have to remake it.
Yeah, that can happen. That is a risk you run, but alas, it didn't happen. So that is the qualifying for France, and that is Aceboy P1 followed by Owen P2, so the Alfa Romeo front row lockout. And then the second row we have Kebab and Danny, and then third row Futuristic Trev Linden, followed by Snelle Henke, Ocean Chief, Tiled, Griese, Kurz, Clara, Futuristic, or, well, sorry, not Futuristic, Dominon, Schofield, Shaka, and then Jozo and Gerla. So that is your 17
a bit
drivers.
Unlucky for Gurla to not set a time, because I think he definitely could he could have been higher in the grid. I know that he's running no assist as well, so making this transition and struggling a little bit with it, but he's committing to it, and hopefully he manages to catch up a little bit in the race. Do we have any surprises with the weather? Let's see. I think it's France, right?
Yeah, it should be dry, honestly. Well, it is France, but it's in the more southern part of France where the weather is generally pretty good. So let's see.
Oh, your geography, you know where the track is located.
Well, I lived right next to France, so I know the rough.
Knowing exactly where the track is.
Well, it's like in that region.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna quickly pull up Google Maps right here just to confirm if I'm correct. Yeah, it is in the southern.
Check your facts.
It's in the south of France. It's right next to Marseille, which is actually on the same. Yeah, so it's right next to Marseille, and Monaco is not too far away as well. So there you go. If that gives you a general idea. Anyways.
Formation lamp, right? Here we go.
I think this might, I don't remember, but this might be the first front row lockout by the Alfa Romeos.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, they are still hunting this one to finish for the Constructors' Championship, even though they were separately both having a couple of, I mean, more than a couple, quite a few successful races. They still didn't manage to show this dominance at the same time. So maybe today is the day. Neon Race tells us to not put too much pressure on them, but I mean, pressure makes diamonds, so
exactly.
We gotta make it interesting. I mean, looking at the grid, Kebab, I think also, to me, this is half surprise, half not, because usually we don't see him that high up the grid. But I know that he made a lot of improvements, and seeing him in between, like just behind Owen and Aceboy, and also Danny out there, he's gonna make it interesting as a reserve, maybe to prevent some team orders or strategies for the full-time drivers. So something also to look out for, especially on the first few laps.
Yeah,
and we just saw also recommended strategies. I don't know if you catch that. So it looks like this track is definitely a two-stopper, because from what I know, the softs don't last very long on this track, so I would expect some undercuts.
Yeah, for sure. As we saw that in Canada as well, the undercuts, so it definitely spices up the strategy with the two stops.
And let's see, we are finally close to line up the grid. We are just 2 corners away for the leaders to take their front row position, and back of the grid following them closely after. Yeah,
and I think France turn 1, there's not really a huge opportunity to make an overtake. Some might go for it, but I think the first overtakes opportunity is down the straight, but we'll have to see. You never really know with this track.
I mean, if someone gets a good start, it's usually...
That's true. Let's hope no one gets a drive-through this time.
Okay, trying to get a good camera angle to see what's going on.
Alright, so I think, okay, so the final drivers is lined up. We get 5 lights that I can't see for some reason, but okay.
And we are close to the launch off.
And we are revving our engines for quite a while, and off we go. And I think, yeah, okay, so Aceboy gets a good start, so does Owen, but actually Danny gets a brilliant start,
Danny,
and
yeah,
Kebab,
he's up a couple of positions and he's on the inside of Owen, so
yeah, and
Kebab has
Futuristic as
some
well.
problems.
So Kebab's
Uh,
dropping 3 positions already at the start, and there's Carnage in the back. That's a Mercedes off in the background. I think that's Snellenhenke off. There's someone got collected. I didn't see exactly what happened, but definitely much more tame up at the front than it is in the back of the field. I think, yeah, so Snellenhenke has gone around, lost some front wing, and Griese as well. So Griese continues to be very unlucky. I think they will both be heading towards the pits as soon as they can. And we love to see a little bit of
actually yellow flag. Red
this-
Bull out. Is this Gurla? Yeah, looks like he spun because his wing is intact, so
Yeah.
maybe some issue with the traction.
But Gurla as well. I saw on the minimap that Gurla and the Red Bull the Gurla, Jesus, Gurla and Schofield, they both had some sort of spin or something at the same time. So maybe they had some sort of contact. I'm not sure, but yeah. So Kebab, pretty poor start there. And I see that Wimpy is asking for tires, please. Sorry, we forgot to mention that. Got too hyped for the start. So there you go. So there are your tires. So yeah, obviously the top 10 were in soft tires, and then the rest I think were on mediums, and Jules and Shaka went for the hard tire. So Snellenhenke and Griese both on soft tires, both at the back of the grid now. So they'll probably going into pits now just to get rid of those tires.
Yeah. And one thing to mention so far is that it's just been one lap and Aceboy is already going into the distance, about to break the DRS from Owen, even before DRS got enabled. So, at looking at the battery, actually Owen is deploying more than Aceboy, so it just shows how well prepared he is for this race. So maybe it's looking like, unless he messes up something on the strategy, we'll see him run away.
Yeah.
And it looks like Owen is also about to pull on Danny, so Alfa Romeo definitely doing a Mercedes cosplay. And,
that's true. I mean, both the drivers are very fast, and I think Aceboy, like you said, he's definitely he's got the edge here, I think, and it might be one of those races where he just runs away with a dominating victory. But Danny up to P3, that's nice to see as well. So Owen and Danny were teammates last season. Danny, I think, has improved quite a lot this season from last season. Last season he was sort of midfield, could get top 6 maybe. Every now and then gets a podium, but this season he's really been fighting for the podiums every single race. So it's that's really great to see his improvement there.
Yeah, he's definitely consistently at the top right now. Right now it looks like he's struggling a little bit to follow Owen, already above 1 second gap, but it's just lap 2. We'll see how things progress. I think Owen actually had to use a lot of battery to try stay within the DRS gap of Aceboy, but it's not paying out for him, and I think it will be crucial if he manages to deploy a lot of battery to later save it in the DRS and use some slipstream to have some chances. Aceboy right now is driving quite conservatively. As I say that, the gap is going on and off.
So
we have yellow flag and it's again in the back.
With Kurz. Didn't see what... Again, I missed that one. I didn't expect that to happen. So yeah, Kurz has had some sort of spin or contact or something that's caused him to fall down the order of the grid. So there's definitely a few spicy battles going on, but it's hard to tell here in France because you don't really know when people are going to go for moves. Speaking of, I think actually Kurz might be going for a move here, as he does, up the inside of Shaka, and makes the moves stick.
Yeah, I think he's taking advantage of the tires that he's starting on mediums, and Shaka opted out to go for hard, so maybe we'll see him stay out longer. Meanwhile, Clara picked first penalty of the race, so yeah, using a little bit of the track limits.
Yeah, it's early days for it's but it is Paul Ricard, so I'm expecting quite a few people to get track limits this race.
Yeah, and moving back to the front, actually, as I was saying, it looks like it's paying off for Owen because he managed to close the gap. I don't know if Aceboy made some mistake, but the huge deployment of ERS paid off for him, because now he's managed to jump into the slipstream and save a little bit of battery before he thinks of taking a move or taking attacking for the position. But I think for now, for a couple of laps, we should see
Yellow
him just
flag.
trying to step behind.
I think that's
Boy.
that's
This is
Schofield
Greaser
and
again.
Greaser. Both of the drivers off. That is might have been contact
and
there.
Schofield actually has some damage to the front wing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you
so
can see with his
maybe
end plates. His end plate's gone, so he's definitely going to be struggling hard now. And you see.
Sorry to interrupt, but we see Danny and Futuristic driving really close. So
Yeah.
Danny is pulling quite a big DRS train of cars behind him, and it looked like Futuristic is going for the move, but Danny defended successfully. And I think this is gonna be very stressful for Danny, because two Alfa Romeos ahead, they're going into the distance, and he needs to do a lot of strategic decisions to make sure that he doesn't get undercut. I mean, it's quite likely with 3 cars directly behind him using his slipstream.
Yeah. That's for sure. And I just want to quickly mention that Jaws is up to P9 already, starting P16, so he's had a good start. He's going to try and extend those hard tires, so he might be a factor come the end of the race. But I have a suspicion that Danny and Aceboy right now are working together to try and gap. So Aceboy is probably driving just fast enough to stay within a second of Owen, and Owen is just using that DRS to pull himself up. And I think Risa has retired in the pit lane, which is why we see yellow flags in Sector 3, and that's another very unfortunate and unlucky race for him. Sad to see.
Yeah, I mean, quite unfortunate with the damage, and I read in the Discord chat.
Sorry.
And the man on overtaking Chief.
Yeah, sorry. I saw that right at the back there at the stream. Sorry. Yeah, Dutman on getting past Chief getting some oversteer.
Futuristic making the move on Danny, actually on his inside. Danny defends, and let's see who comes out on top of it. I think for Danny for now. But we have a little bit of the straight left out when both of the drivers gonna deploy a lot of their battery. It looks like Futuristic gonna stay out ahead for now.
Oh, he gets a little bit oversteer into Danny.
Futuristic spins into him,
puts
him into the wall, and Danny actually DNFs from this.
Yeah.
And we have a safety car out because of this crash.
Ah, no, that's so. My heart goes out to Danny there. That is very unlucky. So Futuristic just getting oversteer and then nothing to do. Catches it, tries to catch it, and then just spears straight into Danny there. And Aceboy instantly takes advantage.
Speed drives away, but Owen, for some reason, decides not to pit, and he stays out. I'm wondering if he's gonna be put behind safety car, or will he be allowed to overtake it? Futuristic also gets a penalty for cutting the line on the entry to the pit lane.
Yeah, there's a lot of severe collision with Kurz as well with Snelle Henke, and I think there's a little bit of a carnage in the pit lane at the moment between everyone scrambling to get into pits. And I actually think that Owen stayed out because if him and Aceboy went into the pits at the same time, he would be held up.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point. That something that I missed, since they are the teammates. It wouldn't be beneficial to Owen to pit, but on the other hand, it's very unfortunate for him, this safety car, because he will have to pit. First of all, he was not allowed to overtake the safety car, so he will not be able to pit again without losing a lot of positions. And these softs, as far as I know, maybe someone corrects me in the chat, but these softs won't last very long. I think they have just 3, maybe maximum 4 laps in them, even with the safety car. So lap 9, I think, is the latest we'll see him pit. Maybe he decides to do some tire conversation. Conservation. And very interesting if Owen manages to save this, because right now he's P1. But I think it turns into the recovery drive for him after the safety cars goes in.
Yeah, this is definitely a very unfortunate situation for him. And I think maybe looking back at it now, I mean, you can always look back in hindsight, but I think taking those 5 seconds where you get stuck behind your teammates is probably better than now, because now everyone is close together, and you will lose out many more positions if you just compared to if you just gone it.
We know the game that it can be quite random, even if you pit, it's not consistently 5 seconds. There can be some issues with the pit crew not being ready. But I want to mention a few other things because we have.
He does go
as
pit.
I say that he decides to go to pit because I think it's not a mistake at this point because he needs to pit after.
And so does Clara actually.
Yeah, I don't think this is a bad call. I think he's making the best out of the very bad situation, obviously. And
he's going to lose many positions to it.
Before he pitted, I was about to mention that we have a couple of drivers who will benefit from this safety car, and these are the hard runners. So the Jozo, who had a qualifying ban, he's actually in P2 on hards. Of course, they are used for the 6 laps, but it's 5 laps difference. I think it will be significant, but not quite big to put him like outside of points scoring position. Same goes for Domanon and Shaka. Of course, we have still 20 laps to go, and they still will need to stop once or twice maybe. So I'm interested how this top 3 drivers right now, something that we really need to keep track of, where they will finish, because this safety car is really benefiting them right now.
I was going to say that as well, but Shaka at the P3, that's nice to see. Hopefully he will stay close to there. I'm sort of rooting for him a little bit. I know you shouldn't as a commentator, but it's nice to support fellow drivers every now and then. And Owen losing out 8 positions to that.
I mean, he must be frustrated right now. It was shaping, looking like... Oh, so we have safety car in this lap. Of course, we have a long way to the start-finish line, but the Manon will be restarting the race for us as he is in the P1 position with his 6-lap old medium tires, and I'm wondering how much he's going to extend this stint. I think from the top 3 he's in the safest position to get some gap to the drivers behind, because Jozo and Shaka, I think they will be right away under attack from Aceboy, who we already saw. He's very rapid, and I think he will be eager to take these positions right away. And something to look out for if he manages to push through the field. And once we see Jozo versus Aceboy, we will also see how does these two match out finally, because we didn't see the quali. But meanwhile, Domanon is about to start the race.
He's already started.
He's full throttle, and Shaka caught slipping a little bit, so there is a big gap already. But looks like no issues. Kirsch, I think, or Trevor in the back going for a move, fighting with Schnelle in the back.
Side by side actually. That's pretty good stuff actually to see. And then I think Futuristic right behind Tald as well. He dives into the inside, and in the background there we see they're still side by side.
They're still fighting throughout the series of corners.
A little bit more bumping. Both of them go off the line, and then
Gurla tries to take advantage of it, but he gets penalized for that. And Schnelle actually comes out ahead, but Gurla is making a move on him using some slipstream. Let's see if he manages to create a good enough gap to make the move.
Okay. I thought Curse was going to go for a double overtake there, maybe. Potentially, but he decides to back out of it. So
maybe he will try to do it now on another straight. Of course, there's no DRS now, but he has a little bit exit. Gurla is defending. Schnelle is going out on the outside. Hopefully, we don't see.
What is going on? I think they touched wheels.
Going off track. Did you see how Kirsch close got? He was so close to hitting Gurla there.
It's a little bit.
He spans. So, oh my god, this is getting exciting.
Intense fighting
at the same time.
And I think Owen is kicking himself. This is not what he wants right now, because it's just losing him all the time in the world to try and catch up to the guys ahead.
Good point that Owen is stuck behind them now, and they are battling. He goes on a dive on Clara. Clara leaves some space, but sticks on the outside. So let's see if Owen will be able to convert. We still don't have DRS, so he is. He needs to rely on the battery, and Clara actually has medium tires right now, so I think it will be difficult for Owen to make the overtake. As I say that, Clara actually goes a bit wide, maybe gets a warning for that, and Owen's gonna dive on the inside, takes a very tight line and manages to make the move stick. So very nicely done, considering the disadvantage from the tires. And he really needs to keep pushing now. Meanwhile, Aceboy up to P3.
Yeah.
Sheka lost out on some positions on the restart, as I mentioned. He was really surprised by Domanon. And
sorry, I'm just to interrupt. Ocean Chief and Kebab actually making. Okay, so Ocean Chief is making a move on Kebab, but Kebab keeps it.
Futuristic is close behind
yeah,
on the medium, so he has a tire advantage. Gonna try to make this move on the straight and jumps both of them actually, right? Is this a double overtake?
Yeah, it is.
Yellow flag in the back, so Clara, I think, is struggling a little bit. But let's go back to Futuristic Kebab and Ocean Chief battle. We see close racing there. They are catching up to Sheka as well, so I'm wondering how this DRS train will shape out with Tiled and Gurla following closely after. Of course, we have some penalties in place, so maybe worth taking a look at that.
And now DRS
enabled. Futuristic, 8 seconds of penalties, so something to keep in mind that this is a significant penalty if at the end.
Yeah, and Owen's now made his way past Nahenki, so he's up to P12 now, and Domanon picks up 3 seconds, so does Futuristic actually. So that is not ideal.
This is bad for Domanon since he was leading the race, and now he's like considering the penalties, he's in P3. But we see again close racing, Futuristic trying to, despite his penalty, take advantage of the medium tires and overtake as many cars as he can.
There's a pretty big train here now, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, Sheka's gonna struggle. He's put under attack. I don't know if he's deploying enough of battery to defend that. And Futuristic, within 2 or 3 laps, he's making his third overtake. So he's really pushing through the field. He now has a little bit of free air. And we see Tiled actually making the move on Chief. And Gurla also attacking Chief, so Chief losing again some positions. I don't know if he has some damage or not. Looks like he doesn't, but...
yeah, he might be struggling a little bit, getting heat into tires. His tire actually goes wide, and then Gurla says thank you very much, picks up the position, but not quite yet, actually, they're still side by side. Oh, he's a little bit sideways goes Tiled, and then Ocean Chief picks up this position as well. So does Kurz, I think. So Tiled losing 3 positions in 3 corners because of a little bit of oversteer and fighting. Now Owen right behind. Oh, sorry. Oh my god. Yeah, Owen makes a move on Tiled as well into the final corner. Sorry about that for the people watching. I misclicked.
And Schnellepanki actually pits on Harch, so he's getting a front wing replaced.
Yeah, sorry, Kebab and Shaka into turn 1 as well. Now Shaka is going to get taken up by Gurla, who's just so much action happening right now. It's hard to follow everything, and Gurla goes down the inside, takes the move, Shaka into the...
another crash, and we see
that's Ocean Chief.
This Ocean Chief and Shaka, they clip each other real well, and we have yellow flag. I'm wondering if we'll see another safety car or VSC. From that,
I don't think so, no, because they both got the cars moving, but that was definitely Ocean Chief out of nowhere into Shaka there.
I mean, we have a lot of stuff going on right now, and meanwhile, while we have this DRS train in the midfield, if you look at the leaders, Aceboy with the tire advantage, he's getting dangerously close to Jozo, so he's definitely within the striking distance now.
Yeah.
And Domanon, despite his tire advantage, he didn't manage to break the DRS from Jozo, so it definitely saved Jozo quite a bit that he managed to save some battery. I mean, as I said, I checked his battery and it's very low compared to Aceboy's 90%. So I expect Aceboy to either keep saving the ERS and wait till the leader spit, or maybe we can expect him to go for a move soon. While the rest of the grids, we see more cars pitting.
I'm not sure what happened there, but I think Tal and Kurz, they were fighting each other. And I think Kurz got understeer and just went into the pits with the understeer. I don't think he meant to pit at that time, unless he's some sort of front wing damage.
Yeah, I almost catch that with the edge of my screen, but it doesn't look like he's getting... Oh, no, actually he's getting wheel replaced and he's serving a penalty.
Okay.
So maybe he got caught up with some crashes that we seen earlier.
Yeah, and
now we see
Aceboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the
But
back
he's
of
not really
Jozo.
pushing, he's not deploying. So it looks like
He's
he
just being
just really
patient.
wants to get the slipstream, save some fuel, save some battery, and once we see, maybe once we see futuristic, Jozo or Domanon pit, maybe that's when Aceboy will try to keep pushing. But after the storm, we see the gaps increase, so maybe we get, as a commentator, get a briefer. But as I say that Gurla is following Kebab, and Owen is also making his push through from the back of the grid. So Kebab is in danger. He has no cars ahead. He has some free air, but no car ahead to give him slipstream. Gurla makes a small mistake on this very long double right-hander, so he is gonna be under attack from Owen. But as it always is in these DRS trains, making following is much more difficult. And meanwhile,
what?
Command on pits.
What?
And is Jozo out?
What?
Did I
What
miss it?
on
Did
earth?
he crash into the pits, or what?
No, I was just riding on board with Aceboy. And yeah, virtual safety car. So
And
Aceboy was behind
DNFs,
Jozo.
actually.
Yeah, Aceboy was behind Jozo, and Jozo just came to a stop and crashed in the middle of the track. There was no barrier in front of him. Dominan had already pitted, so Jozo was P1. That is so bizarre.
I'm reading Discord chat, and it looks
What
like
happened
Jozo is having some issues with. He's saying that it might be a bug of some sort.
Oh, if you look back on the stream right now, you definitely see that this is a bug. That looked so bizarre. What? I've never seen that in my life.
We will need to watch the replay.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if this VSC helps some drivers. Clara pit now. I think we missed a couple of other cars pitting. Shaka picks up a penalty under the VSC, so quite unfortunate. It shouldn't be as difficult, Shaka, to keep your car on track with the conditions of the VSC, where you go slower. Oh, and as I say that, he gets a drive-through on the restart.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry for double commentator.
Shaka, no! Oh no.
So he will most likely need a safety car now to get back into the race, but maybe he manages to surprise us. And I think driver to look out for now, I think what we need to focus is Kebab, Gurla and Owen. They are the only cars that are close to each other on track. So Kebab is dragging this DRS train, and I mean, for now he's happy. He should be happy with his P4 position. And also worth mentioning, Trevor, who in all of the carnage that happened, he actually managed to sneak into P2 somehow. So nice and solid, consistent performance.
Yeah, he's sort of been a little bit we haven't really brushed over him, to say the least. But yeah, he's definitely. Oh, it's virtual safety car again. What's happening?
I don't see actually. Let me.
I don't see anywhere. What is this for? Is this for?
Maybe some car crashed going into the pits.
Snelle Henke or no? So Shaka's going into the pits now for soft.
Oh, Shaka is serving his penalty, but he didn't serve his drive-through. Actually, I think he wanted to pit for the drive-through, right? But the VSC probably prevented his drive-through penalty, and he actually pitted for softs. I don't know if this was intentional or not. I believe he just wanted to serve the penalty, but the timing of this VSC, I mean, he's not gonna be happy with that. If I ever cursed someone, I'm sorry, Shaka, but it went from 3-second penalty under the safety VSC to drive-through to his. When he tried to sell the drive-through, it got cancelled. I don't know if anyone ever had such a bad luck as Shaka right now.
This is definitely very unfortunate to see. I'm sorry, Shaka. The game has been... I don't know what has happened there ever since Jozo hit the barrier on the straight going...
but we are back to racing conditions, and we really need to keep an eye on for Owen, Gurla, Kebab once again. And Kebab is doing good job of saving some battery, so he's sitting at 60%, and I think this VSC actually helped him.
It's VSC again. What is going on?
Again, so is this some kind of bug at
there
this point?
might be some sort of glitch going on.
Because I don't see any crashes. I think all drivers have the
It happened in the same location again. I am
I mean,
not sure what's happening now. Has Jozo left the session?
I'm not sure. I know that he's DNF'd, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like everything is fine. I don't see anything weird going on in the track. And we have Danny asking in the Discord, is there something going on? And we are back. I mean, it was quite short VSC. We are back in the racing conditions. Let's see.
Yeah.
I really need to watch the replay of what happened to Joza. As far as I know, he's trying to upload his point of view, but we really need to focus on what we have in front of us for now. Hopefully no more random VSCs. If they continue, we'll need to try to solve this in whichever way we can. But for now, let's watch, let's continue.
Let's just hope nothing happens. Anyways, so this is definitely great for everyone's battery usage. That's one thing. Also tire usage. At this point,
I think Kebab is quite happy from that, but he will be under attack on the DRS straight quite soon. But Gurla, I mean, he keeps making mistakes on the entries and exits of the corners. So whenever he gets close to the Kebab, there is just like one long corner.
Yeah, okay.
And there is VSC again. I think it happens every lap in the same spot, actually.
Yeah, it does. Every time they round that corner. There seems to be
in Sector 1, whenever Aceboy is around Sector 1. I don't know, maybe we need to get admins involved at this point to see how do we approach the situation.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, because there's so much that's happened already. We're halfway through the race, and yeah, short VSC again. We are not sure what to do here.
I mean, yeah, we are more than 50% of the race done.
Yeah.
So we'll need to see. Shaka pitted again. I don't know if he managed to finally serve his drive-through or not.
He's just going for the drive-through now.
Yeah, it looks like he's serving his drive-through. But let's see. I mean, hopefully Aceboy is about to enter the Sector 1. So let's look if this happens again around the same area. And maybe we'll take it from there. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get the attention of the admins, so if the trend continues, maybe we can make a decision on what to do next.
Yeah, I will quickly DM one of the admins to quickly notify them of the situation real quick. Something is definitely not right here.
Yeah, so I mean, we are almost there, and there's no VSC right now.
Yeah.
It looks like it's stabilizing.
It's this corner usually deploys where they are.
I think we are past.
For now, we're okay.
I think we are past. Let's see. Let's wait another lap to see if the lobby fixes itself. And
that is definitely very bizarre.
Yeah, I just got a message if this is actually a known bug, and it lasts for 5 laps.
For 5 laps, okay. I guess we've done our 5 laps.
I think we are done through the 5 laps period. So I think I'll just try to inform the drivers in Discord if they have double monitors to continue the race.
Yeah, I think for now we'll just continue the race. That is very bizarre. After seeing what happened to the Jozo and the weird virtual safety cars, again, the game is esports ready. We say it every time. There's always something that's happening. But anyways, I think we're back to racing now, and we've been following this train of actually Owen goes up the inside of Gerla, and there's action happening already. So now they're both with DRS, but I think Gerla might try and make a move again into turn 1 because he's very close to do so. Owen deploying all of his DRS, he's going to run out of it very soon.
Yeah, I mean, he really needs to catch Kebab fast to get the DRS on the straight. Otherwise, Gurla is going to get back at him right away without the battery. Owen is sitting that duck right there. But, I mean, he's really close to Kebab. Let's see if he gets DRS or not, because I think Gurla will want to get his position back despite his penalties. They are still
I think he's gotten close enough now, actually. As I think they just crossed the detection zone.
And Gurla is also quite far away, so maybe this is a setup thing for Gurla.
Yeah,
because
oh.
I've been spectating him quite a bit. Meanwhile, Futuristic fighting with Trevor.
Yeah,
And
but Futuristic
stays
gets a
up
little bit
ahead.
loose on exit, then Trevor gets a better exit actually.
Yeah, I
and
think these are the medium tires past their lifespan, so
I mean,
they're about to.
They did the last 5 laps on what's it called?
VSC conditions,
VSC,
right?
But
Last time we were on this corner, Futuristic caught a little bit oversteer and crashed. But right now he seems to be alright. But I'm wondering if we will see him pitting anytime soon.
Yeah, because I don't know if those meetings will last to the end of the race. I
think
doubt they
definitely
will.
not. I think he will pit for either another set of mediums or softs. I need to check which tires did he start on actually. Futuristic, he started on softs. So I think maybe he wants to pit for mediums again or do soft, medium, soft. I'm excited to see if he manages to do some strategy move to prevent that from happening. Meanwhile, Owen working on Kebab despite his battery battery disadvantage, he's getting closer and closer, closing this gap. Gurla is also looking from behind at what's happening ahead of him, and maybe he's really eager to get the position back. Of course, Gurla is struggling with his penalties, but it doesn't mean that he wouldn't want to fight Owen. And let's see. I think it will be much more difficult for him with Kebab ahead, giving some slipstream to Owen.
So now Owen with the DRS
he's
close
gonna
to
go
Kebab.
for the inside.
He actually
Kebab needs to leave the space. Owen breaks very late and goes on the outside. Kebab tries to defend, but it's not enough. And I think Owen's gonna make this move stick, but can he hold it?
Yeah, but actually now
he doesn't have battery. Oh,
he's
Kebab
got Gurla behind him, and Gurla's going past Kebab. Might actually get 2 for 1 here. Around the outside goes Gurla, Owen on the inside. Gurla makes it up to P4. Owen loses out that P4 position he had briefly, and Gurla gets 2 positions in one straight.
Yeah, but Gurla is struggling in this double right-hander, so maybe we'll see a switch back on the start-finish straight. Owen is definitely close, and something to keep in mind, they all used all of their ERS. Gurla went from like 70% to 10%. So the advantage of them having much more battery than Owen is completely gone. Yeah. So let's see if Gurla manages to defend that. Kebab is falling a little bit behind them, and maybe he just wants them to battle it out and try to.
Yeah, and Owen now with the DRS. Gurla going to the inside. Actually, Owen tries to go around the outside. Gurla defensive for now.
Owen backs off.
Yeah.
I think it's smart to be a little bit patient.
Yeah.
And Owen so far is actually doing a mega job of catching up. He was at one point the last car on the grid, or second to last, and he is back in top 5 without any penalties. So also important to point out that Futuristic with some penalties ahead of him, and also Gurla, he is actually fighting for podium right now.
Yeah, and Owen with the DRS and overtake closing in hard, and Gurla is going to try and around the outside yet again. And I think this time he's going to make the move stick, and Gurla with the ERS open now might be able to make a move. There's a yellow flag in sector 2, and that is a Williams that's gone off. That's Kebab.
So he was all of his effort for that battles. Looked like he spun, but does he have damage? Yes, he lost a bit of his front wing, so we'll have to pit now. Most likely to soft, so maybe it's not over for him yet. Maybe he still can finish in the points. He still has some gap to the cars behind him. So I think with the fresh set of tires he will try to make it work. I'm interested if we will see a Futuristic pit or if he's gonna bring these mediums to the end.
I think he's going to try to extend, because there's only 6 laps left, and at this point Owen only needs to overtake Trevor Linden, and then he has potentially P2 again. And as it's going, Trevor Linden and Futuristic fighting it out. That's just helping Owen's case to try and catch up as quickly as he can.
Yeah, and as of all of this is happening, Ace Boys, we just need to mention, because even though he's driving alone without any issues in free air, the gap he managed to create is quite significant, despite the losing quite a few positions under the safety car with him pitting early on. Because of the cars on the alternative strategy staying out, he managed to get to pull ahead once again, and it looks like we'll see him on the top step of the podium for now. And yeah, he's showing a lot of preparation for this race, a lot of race pace, not just quali pace. So
No,
Need to give him some credit.
he's showing pure dominance, I think is the word we're looking for here. I mean, he showed in the quali he was much faster than the rest of the field with 6/10s, and now he's just showing again in the race, and he's just having what do you call a Lewis Hamilton kind of drive today.
Yeah, and Owen, his Valtteri Bottas is going through some struggles, but I think he's making the best out of
But
the
I'd say
situation.
Owen's a bit more of a George Russell, because Valtteri Bottas doesn't really overtake once he's on the back foot. Sorry, but Owen is making a lot of overtakes, and he's really fighting
We
back.
have a question in the chat. Where did Owen start?
So Owen started
actually
P2.
was P2, yeah.
Yeah.
And futuristic pits.
And now Owen's only 7/10ths behind Trevor Linden and that P2 spot that he was in before. And
yeah, and he's closing actually by a lot. I mean, he was half a second behind, and Owen, he has a bit of fresher tires because he pitted a lap later than everyone else. Of course, we had the safety car, we had a couple of VSCs, so these tires will last a little bit longer than they would usually. But I think we need to watch out for that if he will manage to get himself on the podium.
Yeah,
and
I think
also,
he might actually have a move here as he goes through the inside of Trevor Linden with the DRS, brakes later than Trevor Linden, goes into the corner, makes the move stick, gets a good exit. Trevor Linden, a little bit swirly there, but Trevor Linden will not be able to fight back, and that is Owen up into the P2 spot. So that is Alpha P1 and P2
solid
yet again.
from him. I mean, he made the recovery. And I think we need to take a look because Gurla is maybe he will want to take a move on Trevor. I mean, he of course has a lot of penalties, so Trevor might not be eager to defend this, but Gurla still needs to try. He still needs to pull the gap on the cars behind. P4 is still a solid position, and actually Owen is pulling outside of the DRS gap from Trevor. Trevor does seem to have the DRS for now from the previous sector, so he managed to do it in the detection zone, but
he's
Gurla actually going on the inside by backing off right at the end of the braking zone, so I think he will try again. Maybe this time Owen will break DRS and it will be much more difficult for Trevor to defend.
Gurla's cutting more corners yet again, and he already has 9 seconds of penalties. So I think at this point he's just racing to try and get as far ahead as Dominion as possible to maintain that top 5 position at least.
Yeah, but if you look at the penalties, if you show the penalties on stream, everyone in the top 8 has at least 6 seconds of penalties.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think Gurla is safe from behind.
And as we're speaking of Gurla, he actually gets a move done past Trevor Linden just like Owen did last lap, and that is him up to P3, but crucially out of the DRS range for Owen. So Owen going from P2 to being jumped in the pits by everyone after the first safety car, going back to basically P last, and then recovering to P2. Great drive from him.
Yeah, and what we missed meanwhile is Futuristic making his charge on the fresh softs. He went past Scofield for the on-track position, so it's of course expected from the very fresh softs. Kebabs has set the fastest lap, so I'm wondering if he will be able to get back into point scoring position with his fresh set of mediums. I mean, he has only 3 laps to do it, so it's quite unlikely. But for now, it looks like we are settling in our final positions. I don't think Gurla can pull ahead 9 seconds on Trevor in just the 3 laps.
No.
I think Trevor, all he needs to do is just
hang in there,
drive, and bring the podium home. So maybe once because we see a little bit less action on track from all of the stuff that we've seen happening for the whole race, I want to ask. Maybe it's not. It's a bit too soon, but who for now is your driver of the day?
Well, I think we say this every week, but Ace Boy and Owen are 2 of my contenders, just because Ace Boy has been so dominating this race, and Owen because of his brilliant comeback drive. But also, I guess maybe Trevor Linden as well, because he started P8 or 7 or something like that, and he's just slowly made his way up to the front, and has been there ever since the safety car, and has made his strategy work, and is doing a really good race as well.
I think. Also, we should put Gurla out there. It's easy to miss, but he actually started P17.
Oh yeah, of course.
And
Of course, yeah. I
by the
forgot.
looks of it, he's about to finish P4.
Yeah,
So I
that is
think
very
we
true.
have like all of the top 4 drivers, even Domanon, because he started also in the back. So a lot of position changes. Of course, part of it is due to a couple of cars crashing out, but Gurla, he was quite consistent with the battles. He managed to keep it clean, and despite his penalties, looks like he will manage to hold onto his P4. But personally, I would give my vote to Owen, just because of the amount of overtakes he done this race. And he really needed to climb back, and this 9-second gap, I think he could be fighting Aceboy for the win if this issue didn't happen to him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, considering he's had to fight back all the way from the back, and is only 9 seconds behind, is also a pretty big feat in itself.
Yeah, but I think Gurla and Trevor should be our honorary mentions.
Oh yeah,
Aceboy
for
as
sure.
well. You don't always see someone dominate with such a significant margin.
Yeah, for sure. And the Dragon saying Aceboy vibe with 70% ERS. Yeah, true. He's leading with 9 seconds. He doesn't really need to use it. He's just chilling. He just needs to complete the race, keep it nice and clean, doing what he does best, just lap after lap, being consistent and quick. So don't need to use ERS for that.
Yeah, from his point of view, just needs to bring it home.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Kebab. I just went on board. Made it up to P10 now, and he's right behind Kurz. I didn't really see what Kurz was, a bit sideways in the straight there. So Kebab, I think, having a pretty solid tires now. Kurz maybe trying to break the slipstream a little bit, as Kebab's weaving all around him, trying to get in.
To decide if he goes inside or outside. Kurz is running out of battery, and Kebab, with his penalties, he really needs to pull a 3-second gap on Schofield to keep this position.
Yeah.
If he wants to secure the point. Meanwhile, we see the Futuristic making move on Tiled. So it's actually won't make a difference since Tiled had a penalty anyway. But it's nice that Futuristic is still pushing and not giving up. Not taking any chances.
Oh, sorry, as Kebab gets a pretty good exit there, and Kurzi gets a poor exit, and Kebab makes his way past Kurz. And that is him into P9 for now with the time penalty. Potentially could stay there if he makes a big enough gap to try and...
I mean, the issue is that Schofield is on the fresh softs.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't think it will be much more difficult because of that for Kebab to run away from Schofield and to secure his point. Something to keep an eye out for. Domanon picks another penalty, but it actually might have effect on the final standing.
Yeah.
Because Futuristic is catching him, and there is a second difference. So, will we see a Futuristic making a cosplay of Lando Norris, where he needs to secure the position on the penalty in the last lap?
It might just be something like that's a scenario 7 sort of thing. But Schofield right on the back of Kurz now, fighting tooth and nail for this P10 position. Last spot. Oh, as Futuristic gets a bit of oversteer into Schofield, he goes. Somehow manages to save it, and he... Okay. So Schofield saves it, and they are still fighting each other. So that's a little intense battle there at the end. Did not expect that, but definitely Schofield on these fresher softs, eager to get past.
Schofield really needs to fight for that. I mean, it's last lap. I think they have one more lap to go, right? Because Aceboy is on the last lap. But
he
really
gets
needs
a
to
great
make
exit, actually, sorry. And he gets DRS, and that is the overtake done up to P10. And he's 3 seconds behind Kebab now, but I'm sure it's enough to catch up to Kebab at the end with these fresher soft tires.
Yeah, and let's keep an eye on Futuristic as well. He has to pull 8 tenths in Sector 2 and 3 on Domanon to secure P5, so he's actually fighting for this position based on these penalties. He's improving just by a tenth in that chicane, but just that this Sector 3 is tricky, especially with older tires, and Futuristic is on softs. So let's see if he manages to do it. Scenario 7, I mean...
Yeah, it's definitely very close. And
Aceboy... looks like it might not be enough, but maybe a couple of good exits could save him.
So
He
Ace
pulled
Boy.
another 10th.
Oh, Trevor
Yeah,
Lind has gone
sorry.
past Gerla on track. So Ace Boy P1, Owen P2, Trevor Lind P3, done it on track. Gerla P4. Now let's see Domino with the penalty. If he's gonna get that P4 spot, I doubt he is actually. That's not enough. And it's futuristic. Has he done enough?
It's enough,
No.
to keep futuristic.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was so focused on futuristic that I almost missed that Ace Boy is about to finish the line.
Yeah.
So we need to give him credit for that.
So
And
Tal
we have-
P7, and then we have. It's actually going to be interesting here at the end with Kebab and Schofield and Kurz. Actually, Schofield, something's happened with him. He's 3 seconds off.
Oh, he's actually crashed.
Oh, no!
Actually crashed out on the last 2 corners. This is so unfortunate for him. It looks like he will finish outside of points, just a couple of corners away from the finish line. So
And he
Kebab
does.
actually, instead of saving 1 point, he just scored himself 2 points. I don't know if Kirsch was battling Schofield in this last 2 corners, or if he spun on himself. But yeah, this is the grid for us. It was, I mean, there was a lot of action this race. I had a lot of fun spectating it.
There was I feel like there was at some points, especially with the glitch lobby, it was sort of like there's nothing happening. But then after the safety car, there was stuff happening everywhere. And I'm sorry if I missed any of the action because it was very intense. But Alfa Romeo finally gets that P1, P2 spot that they've been dreaming for, and I want to say congratulations to them for being, well, I guess the Mercedes of this season. They both showed fantastic performance today. Ace Boy with a dominating drive and Owen with his epic comeback. So hats off to the Alfa Romeo boys, and Trevor Linton as well, getting a podium, a P3, and sort of came out of nowhere, and he was there to fight for it in the end.
Yeah.
Congratulations
definitely.
to Trevor. I think he really deserves that one.
Yeah, I mean, all of the, like, Trevor, Gurla, Owen, it wasn't an easy race for them. Same goes for Domanon, P13 to P5.
Yeah.
This is quite a feat to do such a comeback race. I'm really having a tough time picking the driver of the day.
Yeah,
because we've
same.
seen quite a few solid performances from all of the drivers from the grid today. And maybe the chat can help us pick out, but I mean, I'm having really a lot of trouble picking between Gurla and Owen.
Yeah, I think Trevor shouldn't be out of that pool as well. I feel like Gerla, if he hadn't picked up all those penalties, I feel like I might have leaned towards him. But I think Owen, his fight from going from P2 to basically getting jumped by everyone under safety car.
Yeah, I think I would lean towards Owen because he made the Alpha 1-2 happen. We mentioned this at the very beginning of the race that this team really needs it. It's the first in the season, and reading the chat on Discord, the guys are celebrating it already.
Yeah.
So my vote, and I see in the chat also people voting Owen. Driver of the day. Gurla gets the driver of the day from the game.
Yeah, so Gerla, game driver of the day, and then Owen, the people's driver of the day, I guess. Wow, okay, that was actually...
That was exciting.
That was quite an exciting race, to be honest. It usually is with Tier 3. I feel like they produce pretty good races here. I'm going to quickly go to the interview screen. Alt F4 the F4. And yeah, so I'm...
Yeah, let's drag a couple of drivers.
Definitely, we had...
Shall we drive Owen first, actually?
Sure, let's have a talk. Maybe I'm actually thinking maybe do a double interview with
All right,
and
let's do
Owen
that. Let's do that. Okay, here we go.
Hello. I've decided to drag both of you Alfa Romeo drivers in, and congratulations on the P1, P2. How you guys feel?
Very, very, very happy. I believe. Yeah. Good pace from both of us. I was at 92% at the end with my tires.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Managed to survive that. Had to run lean on the couple of final laps. So yeah. Pretty happy I kept it clean and brought it home. As well as the crash with Jozo. Might have been a bit of luck as well, I don't know. Because I was right behind him when he all of a sudden crashed into a invisible barrier.
Yeah, we caught that on stream. It looked very bizarre. I was actually on
we'll
board
need to
with
take
you.
a look at it.
Yeah, it was really weird. But yeah, managed to avoid that as well.
Yeah, and then Owen, your brilliant comeback after staying out an extra lap under the safety car. Can you talk us through any spicy moments?
Oh, the safety car was weird because me and Ace Boy couldn't decide what to do, and I think I left it too late. I probably should have followed him in and double stacked, but stayed out and pitted, and then from the back to the front, scary. A couple incidents at the back. Clara straight away attacked me. That was scary. Sent it down my inside, but it was good from her, I guess. And then Curse and a couple of the other guys crashed into each other, and I just managed to avoid that. But me avoiding that got me 2 warnings, so I had to try and stay safe for the rest of the race and not get another warning, which I didn't get, which is happy with that. But besides that, I just went for the moves and they were there. I mean, Gerla and Trevor and Kebab were very quick. I was stuck behind Gerla for like 3 laps, I think. But I just knew that he always went wide into the last turn, so I just waited 3 laps and on the last turn made my move and then just go back up to April.
So yeah, and I mean, it was actually very interesting and fun to watch your battle throughout. I think after the safety car, about 80% of the stream was on you making your way up through through the field because there's not much else happening around. And then obviously we had a bit of a glitch in the lobby where Jozo's crash into an invisible barrier brought out the virtual safety car. I can imagine that was quite frustrating, especially considering you want to get past as soon as possible.
Yeah, I kept using all my ERS and then it would come straight back out. So we kind of just wait. After the first 3, I think we knew that there was going to be, I think you can get like max 7 safety cars in a race. So we were just waiting for those to end and then push.
All right.
Yeah. But I think even if Jose didn't crash out, I think I would have still had him because he still had to put onto those softs. And I still had plenty of life in my tyres. I think I was 70%. I was just tyre managing more behind cars. So
yeah,
not too bad.
Well, I'd say congratulations on the 1-2 yet again, because I think it's the first time you've done this season.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I can imagine you're both very happy with that. So brilliant drive from both of you. Congratulations, and hopefully we see a strong performance next time around.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, goodbye.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, I see. There's Kurz and Futurists. Let's bring in Kurz.
Really bad. Oh,
Sorry, I brought you in mid-sentence.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm just making sure you want to be here for interview, right?
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you had I'd say interesting race.
Yeah. It's a bit hard to explain what happened. So at the start, I had a really good start. I think I got up to P7 on the mediums. I managed to overtake some of the soft runners. After that, I spun when Dominon was behind me, and that put me back into P12. And then the safety car came out, so I was like, okay, I'll pit for hards. And then after the safety car, I remember, I think it was Snow Henke having a really bad exit. Bearing in mind I had damage now because he was going really slow into the pits, and then I ended up rear-ending him.
Yeah.
So I was in like a yellow front wing, I think. But then he had a really bad exit, so I had to kind of fight him. I got past. And then I got past some other drivers, and then I can't remember who it was. It was someone and Ocean Chief fighting, and Ocean Chief spun. I went into him, I got damage, and then that was kind of my race over from there.
Yeah, I mean, you still managed to get 1 point with P10 in the end, so I guess hats off to that, all things considered. Because I remember you being involved in some instances. None of them really seemed to be like you were in control of what could happen. Sort of just unlucky incidents in front of you.
Yeah, it was just kind of wrong place, wrong time, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was still, you had good battles and it was good fun to watch. And yeah, I mean, a point is a point, so I guess you can be happy with that, all things considered.
Yeah, at least I got a point this time. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I think if the crash didn't happen, let me see what the ending was like, because I remember I was behind Gerla quite well, so I could have.
Yeah,
possibly
Gurla was
P6.
actually almost fighting for the podium at the end of the race, if he didn't have penalties, of course. That is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me and Gerla I was following him quite well, so I think maybe if there wasn't an incident, I could have been maybe top 6, possibly.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely seemed like the pace was there. So it's a bit gutting, but you made the best of a bad situation, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good race. I thought I'd do worse, to be fair. So
Yeah. I don't remember what's the next track on the calendar. I think is it Silverstone?
Is it Austria?
Austria maybe. Let me
it was
have
a
a
good
look.
track.
Yeah, it is Austria. Yeah, it is Austria. So yeah, Austria. Are you looking forward to that one?
Yeah, I'm pretty. I'd say I'm pretty strong in Austria, but
Alright.
then it seems everyone else is as well. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
Austria is the track with a lot of DRS zones, and
Mhm.
the quali, the grid is always closed, so you need to really nail the lap in the quali. So, are
Mhm.
you confident more about your race pace or quali pace there?
Well, with you can see like a constant thing where my qualifying is low, but then my race, I'll always like gain a lot of positions if nothing bad happens to me, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I don't know. With Austria, I think I don't know. It's really hard to get a perfect lap. So I don't know, and I really struggle with like qualifying. So it would definitely be race pace, and
Okay.
I'm not looking forward for turn 1 either. So.
I mean, yeah, you just need to keep your front wing safe.
No heroics, as Jeff says.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, thank you for
Use the
joining
runoff
us.
strip.
Sorry.
Yeah, cheers. I was saying to use the runoff strip, avoid all the carnage.
that might just be the strat. So yeah. Anyways, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Hopefully have a
Thanks.
good race next week, and yeah, I'll see you then. Bye.
Yeah. Cheers.
Okay, I see a little more people have joined. Maybe with time. Actually, Sonny, do you have time for more interviews, or what is it? You said you.
I can stick around. I can stick around for a couple of more.
Okay.
But I'm thinking about dragging either Gurla or Danny in Futuristic, just to they can walk us through the crash early in the race.
Yeah. Was it Danny and Futuristic in the?
Yeah, I think
okay.
it was Danny and Futuristic actually who crashed together.
So let's bring them in and ask them about that.
Let's do this.
Hello.
Good evening.
Sorry if we caught you mid-sentence, but we decided to drag you both in. There was a bit of an incident between you two. We want to know what happened. Can you talk us through it?
I mean, I really feel sorry for Danny. I mean, I didn't. My rear just completely stepped away from me in the turn 10, and I was giving him the space on the inside if he wanted it, because my arrow just become double white instead of a full red. So, but I gave him the space, and my car just stepped away because I was offline or something. I have no idea what's happened, to be honest. And
Yeah.
I was a passenger, and then he had no time to react.
Yeah, definitely very unlucky. I think I saw a little bit of it on the stream. I saw you losing traction there, and then I'm guessing Danny just got collected. And then I guess I was very sorry for Danny, and I gotta feel sorry for you because Danny, you had a pretty good qualifying. You had a great start as well. You were P3 for a while there.
Yeah. Well, in my screen, I don't even think we made contact, like wings. I think I went to avoid it. I went one way, the car went the other, and then I ended up going rearwards into the wall at a strange angle, and I still get killed. And then Jozo sees my car on the main straight and gets killed from that as well. So I don't know what happens.
Yeah,
You were the assassin this race.
yeah, that was so
You-
bizarre. That I was on board with Aceboy when that happened with Jozo, and it just looked like he crashed into an invisible wall. Just boom.
It's just his car just exploded.
Yeah, it was so bizarre. But I don't. You're definitely not to blame at all. This is a F1 game being funny.
It's Codemasters. They
Yeah.
can't code. They just can't make a game that will work.
Yeah, maybe EA can help them with that. Maybe.
And they make everything pay.
Yeah, pay for the non-broken
Pay
game.
for each track.
It's a iRacing model. Anyways, Futuristic. I just want to. You had a. I don't wait. At the end, did you? I'm sorry, I already forgotten. But did you finish the race at the end in a good position?
I finished P6 after my 2-stop.
All right, yeah. So you were fighting. Were you fighting? Yeah, you were fighting with Trevor Linder for quite a while, and then you.
Yeah,
went
we
into
were
pits.
watching the scenario
Yeah.
7 at the end. Did you, like the last lap, did you think that you could pull the 1 second on Domanon because you had fresh tires, right? You pitted again, and we were looking at the stream. You had this 3 seconds of penalties advantage to Domanon. In the moment, did you think that you can maybe pull this 1 second in lap one? I mean, in one lap and take even P5?
Well, I was going for it, but I mean, I doubt it was possible because my tires were gone. They were like, I had no feeling in the rear in the last sector, and it was completely shit to be honest. But I gave it everything. But fair play to him to keep me away from that P5.
Okay, so it's something to consider for the strategies for the next races, that even 5-6 lap old softs, they can die out quickly on this track, right?
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah,
which is a bit sad.
Yeah, it's even considering it's got a decent straight out. That I think the long right handers just completely kill the tires. But
Yeah.
anyways, I'd say good race from you, Futuristic, considering you had a bit of unlucky stuff in the beginning, and Danny unlucky. Both Haas retiring this race, I guess, is one to forget.
Kind of. I mean, Baku was one to forget for me. Spain was one to forget for me. Yeah, it's like every second race has been terrible.
I mean, we've seen your pace, and you can fight for podiums. I believe every race,
And wins.
And wins as well. Exactly, you've got one already. This wait, actually,
Danny has 2 actually.
I was just gonna say you have 2 wins. So yeah, I mean, we definitely hope to see you up there again, more consistently without all this poor luck.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, so good luck for next week, and hopefully I'll see both of you guys in good points.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Okay, I think we need to do this one last interview.
Yeah, with Gerla? Sure.
Yep.
Let's drag him in.
Hello, Gurla.
Hey, hello.
How are you after the race? I mean, we saw on stream. Can you walk us through what happened in the qualifying that you didn't set lap time, and maybe talk us through how you felt during the race going from P17 to P4?
Yeah, so in quali, yeah, it didn't go so well. I did a first lap on softs that I wanted to invalidate on purpose because I wanted to try and do a lap on mediums next. But I invalidated that one too. And then when I tried to go for a third one on softs, I just miscalculated the timing, got out a little bit late. So I didn't manage to cross the line in time.
I see now.
Yeah, so a bit of unlucky situation in quali then.
Yeah.
But still, P4 after last on the grid. Good comeback drive, especially you had some good fun battles to watch throughout the race. Talk us through it. How was it fighting with these guys?
Yeah, it was really fun. I was involved in an incident at the start with Schofield, but then I had lime green wing damage, which wasn't feeling. Yeah, the car wasn't feeling too good at that point. But then the safety car came and I switched wing, went for hards, and then from that on, I just kept pushing and kept overtaking cars and doing double overtakes, which was quite funny.
Yeah.
And yeah. How was it? I had a good battle with Kebab and Owen.
Yeah, we were following that closely on the stream, and there were so much overtakes back and forth. But I think the trend that I saw in the race, that you were struggling in a couple of the longer corners, especially the double right-hander, and you were like catching up on the straights quickly, but sometimes from the bad corner exits, you were losing some time and unable to complete the overtake. So is this something that you feel like just a couple of mistakes made during the race, or is it the setup that you prepared that has a more straight line speed?
No, I think I'm not that good at that. I think it was the double. I don't know, that corners before the the DRS straight, the long straight. Yeah, I struggle a bit there, so I might have made some more overtakes if I did it better, but yeah, it's not one of my strong corners.
All right.
Still, P4 in the end, that's a very good result. I think you can be happy with that one.
Yeah, I think I could have gotten better, but yeah, I'm really not good with penalties as well, so that cost me a podium.
Yeah. But I say, yeah, still, I still think P4 is very good performance. Also,
Yeah, it is. I'm happy with it.
Especially considering all the unlucky stuff at the beginning. So, yeah, Austria next week. Are you looking forward to that?
Austria, yes, I like that track. I think it was the first race I did there with no line, so I already have a little bit of practice there, so it should be fun.
Very nice. Well, we look forward to seeing you on track there, and thank you for joining us for this interview, and have a good week.
Yep, no worries. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Goodbye. And I think that wraps it up for the interviews, and I want to quickly thank you, Sonny, for co-commentating with me today. It's been a pleasure having you. It's nice to commentate with new people, and I think we definitely fell into a good groove there in the end, so thank you for joining. And
likewise, Kimi, I had a great time. It was very exciting race today.
Yeah, it was very good fun. And then I want to quickly thank everyone for watching as well. Obviously, you guys make these streams worth it, so hope to see you all next week for Tier 3, and throughout the week until Sunday is SLR every evening, and then on Sunday we have Tier 2, and then followed by Tier 1. And then ACC is going back on the 29th, so that's in 2 weeks now. Be sure to stay tuned for that, and I hope to see you guys next week. Goodbye.